Hey everyone, my name is Allie Schneider. I'm a National Marketing Director with the Juice Plus Company, and I am going to share with you some tips, a little bit of training on follow-up. I'm going to share some verbiage with you so you can, just see it. You can take it. You can make it whatever you want, make it sound like yourself. But this is something I have found so much value in. I've been in with the Juice Plus Company for 10 years, and over the last 2 to 3 years, I have really started focusing a lot on follow-up and been able to see a difference in my business and just how it helps me build relationships. And so I'm going to go ahead and just share my screen with you, and I'm going to take you through some of this and get started. So the first thing I want to do is encourage you that to think about your own story, your sponsor's story, their sponsor's story, and think about who followed up with whom in order to get you to where you're at, in order to get you as part of this business and to have this opportunity in your life today. Because I know for myself, Joy Kelly, who is this lady right here, right next to me in this little pyramid, Joy had to follow up with me for a long time. And you know what? I know that Dr. Mitra Ray is the top of our pyramid here. She had to follow up with Joy for a long time. And then Joy followed up with myself and a lot of these other awesome, badass women here who are just building businesses and doing life. And it's all because somebody cared enough to follow up with us. So I want to first encourage you, really think about your own story and how you got here. And as you're thinking about following up with people, understanding why that's so important. Okay. So let's get right into it. Your mindset. This is the most important thing on it. How do you think of follow-up? What do you think about it? A lot of people, when you first get started, and I was the same way, you think when you're following up with people, they are going to think some of these things. So I'll tell you, the first thing it says here, how many people have you been one and done with? We've all done it. I was the queen of it. One and done, I mean, send one message, they don't respond. So you're like, now it's awkward. Now I'm not going to follow up with them because they didn't respond to the message. And I know they're ignoring the message. I know they saw the message, but they never responded. It doesn't have to be awkward, okay? So I want you to think about that. How many people have you done that to? You sent one message, they didn't respond, and that was it. Probably more than you'd like to admit. I know it's a lot more than I would like to admit. Okay, why do we do that? Some of these things. We don't want people to think we're being pushy. We don't want them to think we're just trying to sell them something. We actually think they're not interested, which if you're in the Juice Plus Company, we have the best product in the entire world. So everybody's interested. We just have to get them the information. Or maybe you even got your feelings hurt. You're like, you knew that person was going to be excited and they didn't respond to you, right? Guys, we don't have time to make up stories. We don't have time, to put words or thoughts into other people's heads or mouths. It's all about them, okay? The message that really sends when you do something like that, when you do a one and done, the message it really sends is that we're just sending a bunch of messages that we don't necessarily care, that we are just, randomly going through our contacts and sending messages to everyone. And that's not the message that we want to send. And that's opposite, I know, of what everybody in this company is trying to do. But I think that's what it says. When we follow up with people, it shows that we actually care about them. And so I want you to understand that. Like, let's make this shift in our mindset, this shift from all these things on the left where, we're not being pushy, we're not bothering people, we're not always concerned about what other people think, okay? The truth is, it's not pushy, it's being professional, and we are professionals. We're professionals in what we're doing, and we're showing that by following up with people, right? It's not bothering them, it's showing them that we care. What bothers people is when you send them one message and then you never reach back out, because then they think you don't care. That's what bothers people. Following up with people is not bothering them. It's showing them that you care. And, lastly, being so caught up and concerned, what are they going to think if I reach back out to them again? No. Okay. It's not about that. It's not about what they think of us. It's about what's in it for them. What can you do for them? How can this help them? So when we make that shift from all these things on the left-hand side and we get to all these things on the right-hand side, and we know that following up is actually just being professional, showing people that we care, and we're helping people figure out what's in it for them, that's when we're going to build relationships. That's when people are going to be dying to hop on board because they trust you and they know you and they like you because you have shown that you care. Okay, so we have to make that shift. So I'm going to give you a few scenarios. I'm going to give you some verbiage. You can use it, but I want you to make it sound like yourself. Pushy or professional, right? How do you follow up in a professional way? So first one, like, you have conversations with people, you know, you've asked them to check out a video, whatever it is, and they don't respond. So you're always going to give them the benefit of the doubt. You're always going to offer grace and understand that they have a lot of noise in their lives. How many of you guys have missed a message? How many of you guys have your kids had your phone when a message came through and you never saw it? How many of you read a message when you were in the grocery store and forgot to get back? I do it every day, unfortunately. I hate to admit that, but seriously, think about how many times you have missed a message or have not responded. So we always give people the benefit of that. We know by noise, we know it's just chaos, like it's life. Everybody has a lot of life happening, and it's totally fine. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to reach back out to them. You're not going to make it awkward that they didn't respond. You're going to reach out to them. And I would say something like this. Hey, Amy, I know how crazy life is with the kids. I just want to make sure you saw my message. You can say whatever else you want. That's the main thing. Hey, I just want to make sure you saw my message. I know my kids take my phone all the time and I don't get my messages. Whatever it is, you know, it's just simple. I know life is crazy. Did you see my message? Guess what? They still may not respond. Okay. They may have, again, seen it and missed it, or they may have forgotten to respond, whatever. They may just be busy, okay? So if you get no response, so a lot of people would think, oh, I've sent 2 messages now with no response. I'm going to be bothering them if I send another one. I don't think so at all. I think if you don't send another one, again, you're not being professional, and you're not showing that you care. They haven't responded yet. You know, when they respond and tell you no, I'll give you something else to say. But for now, that you just want to make sure they're seeing your message, right? So I would say something like this. Hey, Amy, sorry we didn't get to connect. Please don't hesitate to tell me no on this if it's not a good fit for your family right now. I just want to make sure you got the information. However you say it, giving them an out. So if they haven't responded a couple of times, I always like to give them an out. And in my experience, it's a very high percentage of people are going to at least respond. With most of the time, it's like, oh, I'm so sorry, life is insane. You know, they tell you all their excuses. It doesn't matter. We all have noise and we know it. The point is they've seen your messages and now you're in a conversation. You just want to get them to respond. So this, I love giving them an out is what I call it. But don't hesitate to tell me no. You know, I just want to make sure you're getting the information. Make sure they know you're not emotionally attached to the outcome of this, okay? Scenario number 2, maybe somebody told you, yes, okay, yeah, I'm ready. Send me the link. I'm going to sign up tonight. And you send them the link and they haven't responded, or, you know, they've stopped responding. So in the past, the old me, and I know a lot of people might have been like, oh gosh, they Googled something and now they're not interested, or oh, talk to their spouse and their spouse shut it down, or whatever. Make up a story in your head, right? Well, we don't do that. We don't get to make up stories. It's not our life, it's theirs. We get to be professional and reach back out. So I would say something like this. Hey, Sarah, I'm really good at what I do, and part of that's being good at follow-up. Just letting them know that you're a professional and you're being a professional, right? That's exactly what we're trying to do. Show that we are professionals in what we're doing. I don't want you to think I've forgotten about our conversation. I'm confident we can help you. Whatever that means, whatever conversations you've had, you know, you can make that personal, but just letting them know, hey, I'm being professional. I'm following up with you because it's what I do. Especially if it's somebody who was going to join your team. You want to teach them to be professional and to follow up. Again, what if they don't respond? Okay, give them the benefit of the doubt. Know they have a lot of noise happening. And I would send something like this. For real, I send this. Hey, friend, you're totally ghosting me. Okay, and then whatever else you want to say. I give them the out, though. It's absolutely cool if now isn't the time for you to get started with Juice Plus. Okay, don't hesitate to tell me no if it's not for you. I sent this message, and, you know, her message back was, you're a good friend and I suck. I'm so sorry. All of these things have been going on in my life. And that's the message I get 90% of the time when I give someone out. It is that, no, you're not bothering me at all. I'm so sorry. I've had so much going on. I'm interested. I just haven't had time. That's what I get all the time. But you know what? If I hadn't continued to follow up, I never would have known if they were interested or not. I probably would have written them off and maybe not ever been able to help them or ever brought them into our community. So you have to continue following up. Another thing I like to do is just put it back on myself. Okay, so something like this. Hey, Jen, I hope the kids are feeling better. I know you have your hands full, so I want to make sure I don't drop the ball on you. I don't drop the ball on you. I know you're busy. It's my job to follow up with you. I want to make sure I'm not dropping the ball. Okay, I like to use that one a lot. You know, and then I apologize. I didn't reach out yesterday. Okay, I'm sorry I didn't reach out yesterday. Let me know if you have any more questions or need help getting your order placed. So put it back on yourself. You take the responsibility. You know it's your job to follow up with them. They know it's your job to follow up with them. You're being professional about it. So any of this verbiage, you guys, take it, use it however you want, make it sound like you, but just understand the importance of reaching out with people, okay? So now what if they do tell you no? What if you got them to respond and they did tell you no, thank you? I love that. I have a love-hate relationship with this. When someone tells me no, I love it because now they've dropped their guard and now I can build a relationship with them. Obviously, I would love it more if they told me, yeah, sign me up. But you know what? I really do love it when they say no, thank you. Then I'm going to change the subject. I'm going to say, totally cool. I know it has to be the right time, for you. Tell me about the trip you just took, or how's your kids' baseball team doing, or whatever it is. Change the subject. Continue the conversation. Then, and I use Teamsy. I always, if someone tells me no, I had a team member of mine ask me, so if they've told me no, thank you, should I change my, how often I reach out to them and not reach out to them for a few months? And I say, no, absolutely opposite. Like you change it to where you're reaching out to them consistently, right now, so that you are showing them that you do care about them. You're building a relationship with them. And when they want to bring it back up, they'll bring it back up. But I think it's so important when they say no, that you let them know that you were not actually emotionally attached to that outcome. You still do care about them, and you're still, there to help them whenever they're ready for help. So schedule that into your Teamsy. And, I love to use Teamsy. I'm just going to throw this in here real quickly because it's changed my life. The organization, I feel like my life is so crazy. I can't even get into that. But this is one part of my life that's organized, my connections. And I wouldn't have it without this program. I get to log my follow-up, so I don't have to think about who was I supposed to follow up with, or who did I send a message to 3 days ago and haven't followed up with, or who, I don't have to think about that anymore. It just tells me who I need to follow up with. Who I need to connect with daily. New people, I have it set to where I'm supposed to add 2 new people every day into my contacts, so it forces me to go out there and bring in new people. And then I also love it because we use it for team accountability. You can connect with other people on your team, really be connected. They can see all the activity that you're doing. You can see what the activity that they're doing. And it just really allows us to hold each other accountable, in that. So I'm going to stop my screen share here. I'm just going to tell you guys, follow-up is really, really the key to all of this. We are in a relationship building business. And if you're not willing to follow up with people, if you're not willing to reach out and show them that you truly care about them, that you want to build a relationship with them, then you're not going to get very far in this business. So I can't encourage you enough. Don't get discouraged. If you're new, understand that it's several exposures. An average of 6, 7, or 8 exposures is what it usually takes for someone to get anything, not just Juice Plus, but to get anything. So understanding that is really important. Not getting discouraged at all is really important. Some of the hardest no's are going to turn into the best yeses. I promise you that. So just continue to love on people. Always follow up with them. Don't be emotionally attached to the outcome, and you're going to have awesome success in building this business.